Hey, good morning, everyone. Just real quick greeting from me. I'm excited that y'all are here. Anytime you have Tamay Shannon presenting, I mean, you really want to be here because she is one of the best that I've seen just as a presenter. And just in case we have someone who is totally new to ABC and wondering who's the voice, it is Melvin Coleman, President and CEO of the ABC. But I'm seeing people who I think I know. So, hey, but if it is your first ABC experience, we're so glad you're here. And Tamay Shannon is the chair of the Marketing, Communications, Advertising, and Technology Committee of the Atlanta Black Chambers. And at this time, I am turning it over to the one and only fabulous Tamay Shannon. Tamay, take it away.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Melvin, and thank y'all for showing up. I am ridiculously excited about the software, SaaS systems, apps that I'm going to show you today. And it's really with a particular point to making sure you can have enough time to incorporate them into your tech stack before the holidays come around. And I have apps for both e-commerce and service-based, so I'm not going to leave anybody out. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we will get started. All right. So one of the things about me is that I've got a lot of content. And so if I'm going too fast or you've got a question, go ahead and ask me the question. I will be checking the chat periodically if there's anything that's unclear, or if you just want a use case for how you can use the app for yourself, we're going to have it happen. All right.
Tamay, can I stop you for 1 second?
Yes.
So your audio it's okay. And can anyone else confirm that her audio is not great, or because it could be just me?
No, it's not good. It sounds like
Yeah,
it's
it's just okay.
underwater sound.
It's a little spotty. It's a little spotty.
It's a
Do you
little
know, do
spotty.
you know why, Tamay?
Yeah.
Is there
Not
something
so
No, I
good.
don't.
you don't know? Okay.
Mm-mm.
You're rocking those those earplugs or whatever it is. Okay.
I am. Is this? I
Well,
haven't got.
hey, we're gonna push through, and it's not like, oh wow, we cannot hear you, and hopefully it won't get to that point, obviously. So, but I'll say to the attendees, use the chat to
Yes.
give us some feedback. But yeah, but to me, go ahead, sis.
Thanks,
Let's
but
do
thanks
it.
for that. And I switched something to that make it better, y'all, or
You see.
still the same? Still the same?
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit, okay. Okay, because I did switch. I switched it off. So okay, but we're gonna get started. I'll be checking the chat because I know I've got that feedback about the audio. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So first and foremost, the rules of engagement. I'm going to be throwing a lot of systems and software that I've used. And what I want you to do is find the one that's going to have the greatest impact. So I don't want you to take 5 and implement 5 and get excited about 5, because as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, that's just too many. You're already managing a lot. So I want you to actually just find one that can have the greatest impact on your processes, on your systems, on your sales, and implement it. And something that you can implement in 3 days. So nothing that you'll be like, oh, I'll get to it next month, because next month is always next month. It never comes. Now, I also don't want you to fix what's working. So if you have a system that works, even if it's a little odd, even if it's a little like, oh, nobody does it that way, but it works for you and it produces the results you want to produce, don't fix what's not broken. Even though it's new, even though there's something shiny, even though there's something like, oh, that looks really great, that looks fun, don't fix unbroken systems, because you're just going to break them. And then finally, I want to give you permission to ignore. I'm going to be showing some really cool things that I really love using, but you ain't got to use them. You can't ignore them. Matter of fact, you should ignore 75% of this. Now, I'm pretty sure you don't show up to a webinar and have somebody tell you, ignore 75% of this. But that's what I want you to do, because I want to make sure you implement the one that's going to have the greatest impact. Cool? So type in the chat if that's cool. If you're going to agree to that. Yes, 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 yes. Cool. Okay. Perfect. 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 All right, so just a really quick rundown. I have been doing social media for, at this point, over 13 years. And one of the things that I've noticed is that I collect resources. I love to go to product hunt. I love to try out new apps, all to make my life easier. And so anytime somebody says, hey, do you have X or do you have Y? I'm like, oh, yeah, I just tried that out. Oh, yeah, I just used something like that. So that is why I'm excited to do this particular webinar, because it's enough time for the Black Friday sales, the end of year sales, where you can actually incorporate something new without messing up your flow. So the categories we'll be covering marketing, content creation, analytics, money, and just a general resources list. All right, so we're gonna dive in. And I'm not gonna go over everything. I'm gonna click into a couple of things so you can see them, but I won't be covering it. So first and foremost, one of the ones that I actually really like is ChipBot. And let me just go ahead and show that to you. So ChipBot is the ability to use video on your website. So what I really like about this is you can put it on any page in your website. So let's say you have a bundle and you have, if you're an e-commerce and you have a bundle and you're putting things together and somebody lands on your site, you can engage with them through video. And if this is cold traffic running from ads, that video can be the thing that gives them the confidence to purchase. It's also something that you can use to show people to other areas. So that is one of the things I like about ChipBot is that one, you can engage people with that face-to-face and know that there's a real person behind this. But two, it's also a way to upsell them or sell them something else. And as a note, I'm going to give you a way to get access to the slides that have all the links so you don't have to write everything down. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. So ChipBot is one, and then the cool thing about it is the pricing is really affordable. So you don't have to be making, 10,000, 15, 20,000 a month. This is really affordable. So it's something that's another reason why I really like it is that's something that even beginning business owners who are in the e-commerce space can use. All right. Mixio, this next one right here is a great AI landing page. So real quick, we'll click in. You can quickly and easy, like it says, launch a website and sex with AI. I don't use it for websites. I do use it for landing pages. So standing up landing pages very quickly, putting them out there. This is great. Again, if you are doing e-commerce or if you're service-based, if you have a bundle, a program, something you want to launch very quickly, and you're not trying to spend a lot of time on it, this is really great for creating those standalone landing pages to have people take action. All right. And then the tone and Gamma, these are both AI presentation creators. So you can just go in and say, hey, I want to do, actually Gamma's a little bit more. It does a little bit more. So whether you're doing presentations, if you're service-based, and I'll show you the inside of this. And even when you set everything up beforehand, it doesn't always click through like I wanted it to. All right, so I wanted to show you the inside of Gamma. The reason is because I might not be able to. All right, cool. All right, so this is a presentation I created a couple of months ago, but literally you can say, hey, this is what I want to generate. You can import it from a URL. So if you have your landing page for the service, for the e-commerce, for the gift, whatever it is, you can actually use the URL to create the presentation. So if you are doing discovery calls, and it's leading back to that thing, you can import from URL. So that's one of the reasons why I really like it, is because it has that capability. It makes your life a lot easier. And again, you can get quicker to the money because you are already, you're already halfway there. So that's what I like about Gamma. Again, this one's also low cost. Virtually, they have a free version and they have a low cost version. So this is something to definitely check into if you are a service-based business. And now we've got our podcast. I know a lot of people jump on podcasts, and this is actually this is the perfect time to book them if you want them to come out during the holiday season. So Podmatch, Podbooker, and Podcast Guest are all directory style platforms. So basically you'll be able to go in, put in, I'm looking for people who target 35 to 50, who are entrepreneurs, who do this and this and this. And you'll be able to see and the list that's results from that, and you'll be able to pitch that. So those three, I use Podmatch a lot. In fact, I actually have a profile set up, and I just have people reach out to me based on my profile. So if you don't actively want to pursue podcasting guesting as an avenue, but you will take what comes your way, I would say Podmatch is really great for offering that ability to set up a profile, link people to your speaking, link people to what you talk about, and then have people book you without you having to put too much effort onto it. And so on pilot mode that I've been on, I would say I get on average about 2 opportunities a month where people just pop into my inbox and say, hey, we think you're a great fit, schedule a time here. So that is a great option. And let me go ahead and check into, oh, you love Gamma. Okay, cool. Yeah, Gamma is really cool. Shorty SMS, I like this one for people who are iffy about text messages. So if you're like, I don't know, I've never done it, I don't want to be too complicated, I'll try it out, but I'm uncertain. Shorty SMS is the simplest thing ever. That's why I like it. You can still tag people. You can still, let me show you one of the automated sequences I have set up. Super, super simple. Here's one for my newsletter. It's when I speak. You can see it has the names. So create a new campaign. And what this connects to is Twilio. And that's the messaging platform, the backend that makes you actually able to send the text messages to people's phones. This is also super low cost, but you can write your message. It has some dynamic content. You can even do media, you can track the clicks, so analytics, and you can schedule things. So Shorty SMS is a great bare bones starter SMS if you're just getting into it and you're unsure if this is going to be something you want to do long term, but you also don't want to invest that much time. This is the app that's going to allow you to try and test the waters at a rate and pace that's going to work for you. Okay. And then finally, this one, Reversion. There have been so many times that people ask, I need to set up a affiliate platform. I need to figure out how to work with affiliates. I need to figure out how to make sure they get money. This platform does it all. It creates unique links. It automatically pays people out. You can pay people out in a stair-step method. So if you say, hey, the first 10 people are going to be this, the next 20 people are going to be this platform can do it. It gives you the data to see who's the most effective affiliate. So if you're in e-commerce and you really want to go in on affiliates this season, this is the perfect system for you to leverage and use. Like the data, it literally has everything. And it automatically connects to BigCommerce and a couple of others. So it just makes your life easier. You can see the payouts. You can just look at this. You have different payout methods. And so out of all the platforms I've seen as far as affiliate leads go, if you're looking to create an ongoing platform for your e-commerce store, this by far has been the best for its opportunities, for its ease of use, for its tracking. Like you can create different offers, you can deploy different offers to different people, to different influencers. Track. It's chef's kiss. And to add on to that, it's not that much. So it's $99 per month or $120 paid monthly. And this will do a lot of things. So that's why I really like this. I think it's affordable for e-commerce, but also the suite of options it provides. I haven't seen it in other apps. All right, so next we have content and graphics. And the reason why that this is so much is because it's the holiday season. Everybody wants to see what you're talking about. So I have a lot of options to create graphics. I'm not going to go over all of them, but there's one that I want to bring your attention to. It's called Honey Social. I love Honey Social is because one, they're based out of Atlanta. So that's always a plus, but it's content about Black people. So all the pictures are, let me see if I can get in real quick, but all of the pictures of anything, it's always a Black person. So when you're looking for, oh, I'm trying to look for this, or oh, I want to have that, the access to it is far none the best that I've seen. Let's see if I can show you really quick the pictures. And the other thing that I really like about this stock photo is that they allow us to have suggestions. So if we say, hey, I would love to see a collection that has somebody on the beach, or I would love to see a collection that somebody's in a coffee shop. You can put those requests in and they're going to do their best to make it happen. So let's just browse this image gallery real quick. And once you join, you'll have access to what's done before, what's done after. So let's just scroll to home and family, right? It's a nice, easy one. And so you can see people getting married. So I love Honey Social for just the ease, and it's always different images, there's different sizes, different representations. And like I said, I can't say it enough, they're Atlanta-based, Black owned. So this is one of my favorite stock images sites. So I want to share that. They are chef's kiss. All right. And then let's go to mockup. So one of the things, especially for e-commerce, is you're always looking for different mockups. And so I like Placeit for mockups. As you can, there's different people, different things, pop sockets, they have different outlays, and you can easily change things up. So Placeit is $80 a year, $85 a year now, I think. But as you can see, all of these stock photos are really, really great. And you don't have to, there's other things. They do other things. They do designs and other stuff, but I just use it literally for the stock images, the mock-ups that you can use. They have books, they have computer screens, they have stickers. So it's not just clothing, it's not just books, consumables, but it's a lot of things. So I think they're great for mock-ups and they're unlimited. Once you buy in for the whole year, you're good to go. And then let me check the chat. Thank you, Lynette. Yes, you're killing it. Thank you so much for dropping in those links. Now, Ideogram. This is one of the first platforms that I found that can do AI text really, really well. Let me show you something I recently created. But you know how normally if you go to Canva and you say, hey, do this, make a sticker that says this. Canva doesn't give you words. It gives you things that resemble words, but they're not words. And so as you can see, it had a little mess up right here. And I just corrected it and said, hey, I want you to make sure it looks like this. And so this is what I got just by giving, I didn't have to do a lot to get the words to actually be words. So that's why I like Ideogram, is that the words, that's what comes through. That is my favorite thing about it. Other than that, it looks like other graphic create AI generations. You just put in, you describe it, what you want, it puts it out. That's fine. It's the words that really I haven't seen anybody else be able to do words the first time out, or even the second time with a little bit of help. Actually, this was the first iteration of this sticker, and it was like, no, I need to be it did this, and I corrected. We got here. So that's what I love about Ideogram. Free. You can do 10 credits a month for free. And then if you pay, I think it's something like unlimited. And the pay is like $10 a month, so it's not that much. But I cannot stress, if you've done AI generation images with words, you know how difficult it is. And then finally, I want to show you, let's go ahead and show you, let's do pen generator. So pen generator is if you are mostly, this would be good for e-commerce, but you can also do it if you're service-based. It'll actually go to your blog. It'll actually go to a page and generate pins for you. And the reason why I like it is because Pinterest as a whole is a visual search-based system, and it has a longer lifespan. So if you put out a link on Instagram, if you put out a link on Facebook, on LinkedIn, the half-life is not that long. But Pinterest, I've had pins months later, people repin it, people will search for it. So that's why I like when e-commerce brands leverage Pinterest, because of the longevity of the content. And so Pin Generator will go in and create pins for you. You can schedule pins. And it's one of the few platforms I see that focus only on Pinterest, but they do it very, very well. And they dive deep into it. So check out Pin Generator, make your life easier. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go use Civi AI. So Civi, their claim to fame is that they're an AI designer and AI generator specifically for business. And so the things that they do is a mix of, yeah, let's make it look pretty, but also, hey, here are my brand colors. Here are the things that the brand is about, and making sure that's incorporated into the images and the content that you generate. So that is Civi. I'll show you, they'll show you an example. Where is the comparison? There's a, let's see. No, I can't find it, but they'll show you, if you just browse the website, they'll show you the comparison between Canva and Civi, and then Dolly and Civi. So you can see the difference of what it looks like when something is built for business versus just a general AI generation. So that is why I like Civi. So now we're going to move on to video. Big Room TV is a clutch but simple one-use app. And the reason why it's clutch is it takes Zooms, or it takes any video that's horizontal, and then it turns it into vertical. So if you are recording a Zoom and you want to make a reel out of it, you know that sometimes it just doesn't fit on there, right? It tries to squeeze it, tries to expand it, it looks a little weird, you don't like it. And so Big Room, what it does is it automatically does that for you. So it finds the clip, but it also arranges it and places it such that it looks good on reels. And then also the other thing that it does that I really, really appreciate is if you have two people, let's say you're doing a podcast, it actually will flip back and forth to those two people. So instead of being stuck in the middle and you see a little bit of both, it flips back and forth. It'll adjust the video so you see both people when they're talking. So it's the one thing that it does, but it does it very, very well. And of course, it doesn't want to pull up. But, and I think they're still in beta. So if I remember correctly, I've been using it for so long, I don't remember. But last time I checked, they were still in beta, which means that you can use it for free while they are getting use cases and examples and all of that good stuff. And then let's go ahead and show you, I'll show you video. So video it's like Opus. If you've heard of Opus, this is similar. I like this better because I think that it it identifies content better and it gives you more options. So one of the things it does, let's do a video. I'll just show you what it looks like. All right. So this was an event I went to a while ago. And as you can see, it automatically, it finds the shorts. So it'll say, and it ranks them. So it'll say, hey, these we think are perfect for, reels. And then it goes all the way down to, hey, these are fine. Those will be okay. And then it's easy to edit. And that's one of the things that I really like. There's chapters. So if you want a longer piece of content, you can have a longer piece of content. But what I typically use it for reels. And then you can have the different types of effects you see on social with the content flying around everywhere, the captions being interesting and engaging. It has those presets. So you can say, here, you can do this. You can change the color. You can easily do like that. So easily, quickly and changing things, and you can this is where you change the subtitles, and you can have different text effects. So again, you can always make it brand aligned with what you want to do and how you want it to look. Here's all of the content style, everything you can change. So it gives you, hey, here's the reel, here's what we suggest. But if you want to change everything about it, you'll be able to. And so this is one of those ones that I use often. You can, and then you can change the background, like literally everything's customizable. But what I found best is that it does a really good job picking out the content that's going to work. So it doesn't cut off in the middle. It has a good clip, good sound bites, and that's the biggest reason why I like it. I like that I can change everything, but the fact that it picks the right sound bites, that's what I really appreciate. Cool. And then we have some shorting on here again. And then we have written content. I don't know about you, but writing for me is something that I enjoy doing, but it takes me a little longer to do. What doesn't take me a long time to do is talk. So I really enjoy Flipgrid. It's again, another one of those single-use, simple apps that really, really drives the job home. So here's my content board. You can see content. You can see I have one for LinkedIn. I have one for random. And so all I have to do, and I have it on my phone, you can do it on the computer, but I find it easier on my phone when I'm just thinking of ideas. Or, for example, I know a lot of people are trying to get LinkedIn authority stickers, and they'll tell you, hey, respond to this. And it might be hard for you to articulate when you write it down, but when you just speak, you say, hey, this is what I think about this answer. Here's my response. What it does, it takes it. I'll show you. This is what I said. This is exactly what I said. This is the transcript. And then this is what it does to make it put together, to make it sound like something, right? And so it's, like I said, it does one thing and it does it simply, but it does it very well. And it's up to 15 minutes of talking is what you can do. So again, it does a transcription. Here's the original clip. But what I really like is that it makes it, and you have different things, simple and clear is what I typically pick, so I can add my own zhuzh to it. But you can rewrite it. You can have a different output language. You can have a different input language. So that's what I like about it. And let me check into the chat real quick. Make sure I'm not missing any questions. Yeah, ChatGPT has a hard time with words. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay. All right, so Flipgrid, like I said, beautiful, wonderful. Another one that I really, really, really like. Okay, is let's look at repurpose. So one of the things I'm always telling people, especially on social media, is repurpose your content. Like, don't put it out once, repurpose it, do it again and again and again. And so repurpose IO makes it easy for you to repurpose your content. So you'll give it your podcast, you'll give it your blog post, you'll give it your LinkedIn article, and it will take it and change it into other pieces of content. So it's a great starting place if you feel overwhelmed and you don't want to simply reuse the content and you want to repurpose it into something else, this could save you a lot of time. It could also get you on that road. And it's something you can outsource to, but repurpose.io, it is perfect for, again, taking that content. And if you have a book, if you have anything that's long form, if it's old, if it's a year old, if it's yesterday, repurposing it will absolutely make your life easier and make it easier to create content consistently, have people show up consistently for you, have people know what you do consistently. So this one, I definitely want you to earmark if repurposing content is not something you typically do, if you're at a loss, if you feel like when you create content, you feel like you're always creating it and you're a little tired of it and you're overwhelmed, look at repurposing your content and you can do it through this. Okay. And then, all right, so analytics, you can't do nothing without data. Without data, you are going to be steered wrong because our feelings will have us feel a lot of things that aren't accurate. And so data, especially when you're dealing with sales, especially when you're dealing with e-commerce, is going to change the choices you make in your business. And so these are some data dashboards. The one that I currently use tons is this one. And so I'll show you why I like it. One, you can have a whole dashboard. So I always give a dashboard to my clients, and this dashboard is always open. So you can have anybody on the team look at it, anybody on the team can manage it. That's always open. But you can also have reports generated. So you can say, all right, at the top of the month, have this report, or every week, have this type of report. So that is really great. Again, during the holiday season, when you're looking at what are we doing weekly? What are we doing daily? You can have this report automatically generated so you don't have to take that action. It's one less thing you can do, have to do. And then this is new. And so what it does is you can do your KPIs. So you know when you have your strategy, you've got KPIs. You've got things that tell you if you're on the right track or not. You can actually put your KPIs in here. So if you know that if I get this much traffic to my website, that means I'm going to convert this much. Well, your KPI is the amount of traffic you get. So you can say, hey, notify me when I have 1,000 visitors this week. Notify me when that happens. And then you know, okay, great. Or you can say, hey, notify me if I'm, 500 visitors this week. I've got to adjust something. I've got to change something. So this is why this is super useful. And then you can have timelines, automations, and then again, it has reports or AI rather. So you can say, hey, I want you to analyze my website traffic and I want you to tell me things that I can improve and things that are broken. So it'll go in with that integration that you already have and say, hey, we noticed that on Google Analytics, this page always has a high bounce rate. Maybe you should fix that. So, and I'll just click in real quick just so you can see about these reports, this dashboard rather. You can change the analysis period. You can change, you can compare it, you cannot compare it, you can change all of that stuff. And so it'll just show you charts, graphs. These are all of the integrations I have for my website. And it shows me, hey, these are the ones that are doing best. It'll give you the top performing, it'll give you low performing. Like, hey, data. I can't tell you data is your friend. It'll tell you, okay, this particular story had this much retention. This one had this much swipe forward. So all of this data, whether you're service-based or e-commerce based, it's going to allow you to make the next decision. So if you're always feeling like, what's next? I'm not sure. Take a look at the data. That's going to be an indicator of what you should do next. I've opened so many windows that I cannot find. So let's close it. So let me close Windows to get back to my Canva. There we go. Okay. All right. So that's report I, and then I'll just show you narrative, which is an interpretation of the data. So report I, what I grab, they show you the data. They say, hey, here's what's happening. Narrative will actually interpret it for you. So it'll say, hey, this is what the data story is telling you. This is where it's directing you. And the reason why I suggest this one is we'll take a look at the pricing. This is pretty affordable. So typically when you talk about business intelligence, it's enterprise level. They're asking for gobs of money every month, but this is $30 a month for pro, and you get decent amount data volume, 5 gigs. So this is enough for most people. This is enough for most businesses, and that's why I like it. It does, small businesses will be able to use this $30 a month and get back, hey, this is what your data is telling you. These products do really well. These products don't. These products do well in conjunction with these products. This is what you should bundle. This is what landing page is really converting for you. This is what it converts, you know, people from Facebook convert on this landing page better versus people from LinkedIn. So it's actually telling you what the data means so you can make the appropriate decisions for you and your business. We've got money. One of the things that I notice a lot is that price setting flummox a lot of people. So service-based people. This is price. And basically what they've done, it's AI, of course. And so basically what you say is, hey, I'm doing this. I'm building a 10 page website that's going to do this, this, and this. How much should I charge? I'm doing a virtual VIP meeting. How much should I charge? I am doing this type of bundle. How much should I charge? So it can give you that direction, but you can also look at what people are charging and figure out if what you're charging for your Black Friday bundle is too low. So if you're like, oh, everybody's charging 1,000, my Black Friday bundle is 350. Do I need to adjust that, or do I need to upsell to make sure this complete bundle is actually going to make me money? So Instaprice is really, really good if you are a service-based business to figure out the pricing. It's a good guideline. So it's not going to tell you exactly, hey, but it's going to be that good guideline for when you want to look at what should you bundle, what should you put together. So yes, so Janelle, it does analyze qualitative data too. So you can, that's why I was assuming you're talking about the BI, the business intelligence one. But yes, it does, and it has a free trial, so you can get in there and play around. But it's really a good all-around system. And then, okay, so we have lead gen. Lead gen is super important. One of my favorite lead gens is Eureka. So Eureka, what that does is you can look at what people are searching for your course content, for your book content, for your ebook content, all of that. So let's go ahead. We've got a little bit of time. Somebody drop a course topic, drop in an area in the chat that you want me to search, and we can see the results that it provides. That's fine. Perfect. Okay. All right. And so what it's doing is it's searching all the courses that are out there right now, and it's telling you the feedback about them. So saying, okay, it's good, it's fine, but maybe it's a little bit too broad. So it helps you with that. And it shows you, all right, tax masterclass, it shows you how much is earned. It shows you when it was last updated. It shows you how long it is, subcategories, how many students have gone through it. And the cool thing about how many students have gone through it is like, oh, how popular is this topic? So let's see if we see tax and planning. Let's see. Let's see what happens there. It's going through all the things. And so again, this is okay. So it's like, okay, this just means it doesn't have the data. Doesn't mean that it's not something you should do, but it also indicates that, hey, this might be a topic that people aren't looking for. So there's opportunity there if you're willing to stoke the fires. And then it gives you suggestions, so tax planning for startups. And so I typically will do this in conjunction with the next app that I'll show you real quick. And so same thing. So it's like, okay, not a lot of people are searching for it. So it just says that, hey, you're probably going to have to put in the work to educate people, not that it's not something you shouldn't do. They also do platform research, book research, and title keyword planner. But my favorite thing about it is the course research. And then once I have a niche, I have a topic that I think is going to be perfect, I then go back to the mini course creator. So I take that keyword, go to the mini course creator, and then I plug it into the mini course creator. And so I have it create me a mini course. And so literally you can have create a course. You can create from scratch, or you can do AI course. And so you could say, entrepreneurs, go. Okay, we'll generate a title. And so this is actually going to go through. All right, it's like, okay, let's do understanding text inputs. Boom. Then we're going to generate an outline, and it's going to generate the actual outline for this course. And then you can go through, you can approve it and then adjust it. And so this is why I like to use those two tools together. One, to figure out what are people looking for and validate the idea that this type of course, this type of mini course will be useful. And then once this is done, this is where you can lead people to, after they do the course, they can lead to your service, lead to your product, lead to your bundle. So for example, let's say it's the end of the year in tech prep for next year. So they can help prepare all you. You can create whatever little mini course that you give away for free. That is your lead magnet. And on the back end, you can have people say, oh, wow, I think I need more help than I thought I did. Okay. And so that's what that is for. So that's why I like these two together. It's the 1-2 punch. And this can be done automated, or if you already have a course that you know and you want, you can just manually do it. And then once you go through this, you can make it pretty, you can customize it, you can make it all beautiful to look at. But this is why I like it. It has wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things. So that is that. I do want to, and then we've got testimonials. So on the back end, when people love your services and love what you do, one of my favorites, so there's two. So video ask is really cool because it's interactive. So you can record a video and say, what did you think about my service? And they can respond through video, they can respond through a voice note, or they can respond through text. And so let's just show you. So this is just a video I recorded. I'm doing a conference. And so I asked the attendees, hey, what do you want to get out of it? And so this is the video I recorded, and then this is the responses. These are the things I got back. And so I sent out the link, and it's a back and forth. So it's almost like an asynchronous conversation. But I really like video ask for not only onboarding, but also testimonials, because you can direct people towards the kind of testimonial that you want and walk them through it. So you can say, hey, so first introduce yourself. They'll introduce yourself. My name is da-da-da. And you can say, all right, great. So how was it before you used my product? How was it before you used my service? And say, well, I'm so tired and I just couldn't sleep well. And how was it after? They'll respond. And so you can stitch all that together. But what you got is, instead of a testimonial where people sometimes ramble, sometimes we're like, oh, it was really cool. They're like, okay, that's great. I want you to be a little more detailed. This allows you to really coach them through the process. So you have a testimonial that's stellar and reflective of what you've done. So that is video ask. And then another one that I like, and again, is for ease of use, that I really like, is social juice. Social juice is, I like it because you can put it everywhere. And So okay, so first and foremost, let's say you can send people links, you can send people QR codes, and you can deploy these testimonials to your website. You can have them rotate through your website. You can have certain ones, and then it also has all of this. So this is one of the biggest reasons why I like Social Juice is signed video release consent form, right? So people can't then turn around and say, oh, I didn't mean you could use it, or I didn't want you to use my video. You're like, but why do you think I wanted a testimonial? So it helps you keep track of, yes, I can use this. You said I could use it. It has their email, it has their location. So it has all those little details that make your videos more effective. And again, this one we could do video, or people can do written. They can also do voice. So again, it's how you can make it. There's just so many options. There's a website widget, custom, all of those things. So I like Social Juice for collecting testimonials, product reviews, all of that again. And it keeps them all here so you can deploy them at any time you need them. And then finally, I'll just show you, if you're a speaker, another good one is Talkadot. And so this is one that I like for speaking. Let's do, and the reason why I like it is again, it's that social proof. Social proof. People love a good social proof. So it shows you it in aggregate what people feel about this. You're speaking, you're sharing, and so you can use this for a lot of different platforms, a lot of different ways. And so that's why I like Talkadot. Is for that social proof. It's for that accolades. Okay, and almost there. And then this is just for some razzle dazzle. And I've had a lot here. So I will just show you this one I really like. So these are basically list or bulk resources of what is on this page. So find the right creator tools for you. So literally you could say, I want to create graphics, right? Let's do podcasts. Let's just do different podcasts. And then you have all these options. And so if you are just looking for a new tool, if you're looking for something that you're like, oh, I don't know, I need something that does this, but I'm not sure, it has all of these. So this is a really great place to, if you want to start a search for a tool. I really like Creator Base. It goes on and on and on and on. Some of these tools I use, some of these tools I haven't heard about, but yes, so this is a great place to start a search if you're looking for a particular tool. If you're looking for something to do something and you just don't want to go through Google, this is a more targeted way. Then we've got, let's do, and then here are 10 sites that are Unsplash for, again, content for graphics. And again, I told you about Honey Social, love it. But this is like, if you're like, oh, Life of Pigs. So it just gives you different places for, again, content that you can use. Most of them are Creative Commons. Most of them are free to use. Some of them you have to pay for, but I always just refer to this. I always just share this, this page because it has so many pictures. So there is that. And then this one's just templates for freelancers. So I know sometimes I work better when I have a template. And so this is just another resource. So it has templates for their targets, freelancers and agencies, contracts, CRLs, Excels, old emails. So like these are all free to use. These are all free to use, all free to download. And so sometimes when I'm feeling a little stumped and I don't know how I want something to look, I'm putting something together, proposals, things like that, I'll come here and I'm like, oh, okay, I like this, I don't like that part, and I'll start assembling them how I like them. So I like this resource for that. And then let's do focus mate. So if you've ever heard of body doubling, where if you find it hard to get to work, if you find it hard to focus on something, body doubling is where I can join this. And we don't talk, we're co-working together. But there's something about having somebody there that's like, oh, I can do this task now. This task that was annoying, a task that was small, I can do it now. And so you can schedule as many as you want. And how it works is you jump on and say, hey, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm doing for the next 45 minutes. You go work and then you come back and you check in. And it's just something that keeps you accountable. So the free version, you can do 3 a week. And then the paid version is unlimited. The paid version is fairly inexpensive. And so FocusMate is a really good option, but there's others out there, but I like FocusMate because again, you can see the calendar, you can see what times that are happening, and then you can have buddies. So, and you can see 25 minutes, 50 minutes, and 75 minutes. So you can see what you need. If you need to do a quick and dirty task, okay, 25 minutes. If you're like, no, there's something I had to really dive into, 50 minutes or 75 minutes. Okay. And then, okay, cool. So I know, Lynette, thank you so much for diving in and sharing the links. If you want this presentation, just scan that QR code. It'll take you, it'll take you a place, put your email in, and I will send you this presentation so you can just click the links. But this is how you can work with me, website, email, phone, and all of that wonderful stuff. Are there any questions? And I'm checking chat now.
Okay, if anybody's got a question, you can unmute and speak directly to Tamay.
I don't have a question, but just a heads up. I did scan the QR code and it actually takes you to a spreadsheet that shows
Yes.
other individuals' emails. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh, thank you. Okay. No, it's not. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Appreciate you. If you could use that, go ahead and use that spreadsheet, and then I'll make a note for later to have that fixed. But if you could use it for now, so I can keep track of your emails and I can send this out to you. But thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, great presentation, by the way. I have a lot of those. I'm a SaaS provider myself, and I
Okay.
have probably about 40% of the stuff that you talked about, and I'm sure we get it from the same source.
Right.
But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff today. Thank you.
Awesome. Good.
Tamay, I see a question in the chat from Garissa Kathy.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Let's see. Yes, this is it. Okay, so there's a way to prioritize what a business should focus on first. It can be a little bit of overload. Yes, okay. So the way that I look at priorities, especially when you're gearing up for a specific campaign, is if you've done it before, look at what didn't work, what absolutely didn't work. And so that is the part you want to fix. And if it's something you haven't done before, you're like, I don't know, then what is going to get you the yes from the client the fastest? So if you have an ideal client, if you've got people who are like, I want razzle dazzle, I want the pretty, I want it to look amazing, then you want to look at graphics, you want to look at content, you want to look at how do I leverage video, repurpose content to make sure they get the razzle dazzle, right? But if you have clients that are like, hey, I just need a list that tells me what to do X, Y, and Z, then you'll focus on something. How do I deploy a list? How do I share a list with them? So when you're looking at priorities, you want to look at what's going to make it easier for the other person to say yes to you the quickest. That is what you want to do. And you want to look at, so I'll stop there. Did that answer your question?
Okay. Did someone, I think someone was about to come off mute and ask you a question.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
this
I
is
love it.
Janelle. I've got a quick question. This was absolutely amazing. I loved it. I liked how you organized everything as well. You put it in charts and then you gave us little examples. But my question was around that creator base where you were saying you could research the tools. Can you type a question, or how do you actually figure out which tool would be appropriate for what you want?
So the thing about tools is there's no way to figure out what tool is the tool that you want to use other than using it. And the reason why I say that is because there have been tools that have all the features that I want, but the user experience, the UX was trash. And so I didn't use it. Even though the tool did exactly what I wanted, how I wanted it, I didn't enjoy using it. So I didn't use it. So that's why I say you'll narrow it down. You'll type in, hey, I want something that does this and give you options. And then you'll look at, all right, is this the price that I can manage if I like to continue to use this tool? And is this a tool that I will actually use? Because there are things other than features that affect how you use tools, integrations into the current apps that you use, things like that. So there's no, for me, there's not like do this first, because it really depends on you. It really does. Like for me, it's really important that tools look pretty. It just, I've tried to like pretend that it doesn't. I've tried to use ugly tools. And what I find is that when something's pretty and pleasing, I will use it more. And so that's just me. And some people are like, no, I can take an ugly tool if it does what I want. Just for example, Go High Level. It's a great tool. It's an amazing tool. It's an amazing CRM. It is, it looks big bones. It looks horrible. It does amazing work, but it looks horrible. So I never used it because I couldn't get into it. So it really depends on you and how you are about new tools. And especially when you're learning something new, we always have that little, ooh, it's something new. And so we're persistent to using it anyways because it's learning something new. So whatever you could do to meet that halfway.
But so to clarify, can we type like what tool will do A, B, C, D and it'll answer it?
Oh,
Is that
got it,
when you
got it,
said it'll
got
give
it.
the options? What do I have to do for it to provide the options? I guess is a better way for me to ask it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that clarification. Type in what you want the tool to do. So if you're like, I want a CRM or I need some data analysis. So type in what you want the tool to do, and it'll give you the options based on that. I want to monetize my podcast. I want to repurpose my podcast. That's what you do.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mhm. Any other questions?
Did you see Dave Smith's comment?
No, I didn't. I missed it. Ah, cool. Okay. I need to love the UI. Yeah, exactly. It's gotta be intuitive. It's gotta look good. It's gotta feel a certain way. And so I don't think sometimes apps realize that that's an important part of the experience, the customer experience of using the app. So yes.
Well,
You can screenshot the links. Yep.
yep. So the recording of this session will be posted on Facebook, maybe by tomorrow, but it will be posted out there on the Chamber's main Facebook page, also on our YouTube page as well. So I don't know, Tamay, any other questions from anyone before we end the session? Tamay always has this great information that like this was, like this was a class, like, you paid for this class, in some situation, you would have paid for this class. So yes, another good session. Thank you so much, Tamay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you to Lynette, my co-chair, for really putting those links in the chat. That was clutch. I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome. We are here. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, it does.
All right. Well, awesome. Great information. Thank you everyone for coming through to check us out.